Okay, students. So today's class of ours that will be, gardener. Let us begin our session with the lesson gardener. How many of you have brought your book? Perhaps none of you. Okay. See, few things that I have watched. Only stating the story won't solve your purpose. From the beginning, I told you. Again, I need to brush up. See, as we have started with in-person class, so let us gear up, okay? And few things we need to brush up. First of all, the character sketch, say, right? Because gardener is based on a single character. As the character moves, the story progresses. Got it? So, you may get the question to sketch a character in the light of the story. So, in the light of the story, character sketch doesn't mean you will state the story only. What I say, you will have to sketch a character in the light of the story, not only stating the story, right? So, what is a protagonist character? Let me begin with this, right? So, few things we will discuss, then directly I will switch to story. Protagonist character, any idea about protagonist character? What is a protagonist character? Let my class a little interactive class. Yes, a hero, right? In the common way, whom we say a hero. Protagonist means the main character, whom we find from the beginning till the end, right? And the protagonist character is driven by a purpose or a cause, right? Who solves the purpose, who solves the cause. So he keeps on building the plots to solve the purpose or the cause throughout the story. Got it? And to support this character, to build this character, the co-characters, the supportive characters are there. Right? Even the antagonist character means the villain. He comes forward to support this character. Right? Now, how is the protagonist character? He is physically strong, mentally strong, or intelligent, right? Either the battle is fought physically or mentally. It's not necessarily that this hero should be physically strong enough to fight a battle. He should be mentally strong enough, he should have the brain to fight a battle. Clear? And this antagonist character should be defeated to give the pleasure to the reader or to the spectator. So we should feel, yes, our hero has won the game. Clear? So while you are writing the character sketch of the protagonist character, you will have to write the traits of these characters, and then in the light of the story where you have found those features, the intelligence, the physical strength, and how he is able to defeat with these features, then you bring the story here. Got it? And one more thing, nemesis. Perhaps I have told you in the first year of yours. Nemesis means one thing that brings the character, the protagonist character, to his destination. He chose this nemesis, or he is chosen by the nemesis to reach to his destination. Say, Watchman of the Lake, Mara. He chose to save the nature. He chose to protect the nature, to preserve water for the benefit of the native fellows. Right? So, that is the nemesis. So, at the end we can see he was ready to commit suicide even. He was ready to compromise with his life even. Right? Why? Because he wanted to protect the lake, and that was his destination. That brought him to his last stage. That was his destination. So nemesis is his choice, his liking for preservation of nature. That was his nemesis. Right? So the main character or protagonist character, he is the main character. He remains in the story playing the pivotal role, the main role. Right? All the characters are being created on the basis of this main character. The plots are being built up on the basis of this character. As the character progress, the story progress. Got it? And this character chooses its own nemesis. Clear? If you write on the basis of this point, you can get the final character. Right? Because it is 6 marks question. You should know. Only writing the story won't pay you off. Clear? Then I am coming to this story. The Gardener. See, the Gardener here, The Gardener is a story by P. Lankesh. Okay. The Gardener, P. Lankesh, perhaps you know, he is the one of the well-recognized author, versatile one, the dramatist, and on the top of that, he is a filmmaker. Right? Have you heard? Okay. So he has received many awards even. Right? He is this story is one of his very famous story. Right? This is the translated one. See, Gardener. It has a very important feature. You can write down first, then we will discuss, and then I will dictate you some points. Right? I need a piece of chalk. Just excuse me. Chalk, please. Yeah. So, it has multiple narration, right? Multiple narration. Only you write down the Gardener. First of all, Gardener, as the chalk comes, I will write down on the board. Gardener, right? It's not Gardener, because often my students, they make the same mistake. It is Gardener. Okay, with the pronunciation of mine, you can understand what should be the spelling. Gardener. Next is, see students, multiple narration. Normally, how is a story? Normally, when a storyteller tells a story, there is one narrator, isn't it? Single narrator. Right? So, when there is a single narrator, say if I am the storyteller. So, if I narrate the story, so there will be a single perspective. From my perspective, you will get one dimension. From my perspective, one dimension of the story. Right? So, that is the normal way of telling a story or writing a story. Whatever the story you read, you can see the author speaks. There is only one spokesperson. Are you getting my point or not? Right? One is saying the story, one is telling the story. Right? Telling about some characters, or the character on her own or on his own is stating the story. Right? Multiple narration with the name itself it features something different. Multiple means the story inside a story. There may be 1, 2, 3, 4 many stories. Got it? It is, say it begins with my story, then his story. Thank you very much. So, say this is the gardener. The main feature is multiple narration. Multiple narration is the most unconventional method of writing. Right? Unconventional. Are you getting my point? Which is not conventional. Which bends the features of conventional method. Students, do you know the conventional method and unconventional method? What do you mean by conventional method? Sorry. Easily conveyed, which is commonly known or commonly accepted, right? Conventional, right? Commonly executed, commonly known, right? So conventional, which is not conventional method. Commonly applicable way. It is not commonly applicable. This multiple narration is a common feature. Thing is, if the stories are different, then the protagonists are different. Clear or not? You just listen carefully. So, in some multiple narrations, we get many protagonists. So, another feature I have given. Got it? So, in a single story, many protagonists you will get. Normally, that is not, we don't get in normal stories. In a movie, you say, how many heroes we get? Only one. But in such a story, we get many heroes. But those stories will be interlinked, right? But we get many heroes. But it may be in some other way, in some other stories of multiple narration, say one hero who will come one plot to another plot to another plot. Got it? So in that way, gradually the plot will be interlinked, but the protagonist character will remain the same. Maybe. Got it? It depends on the choice of the protagonist or on the choice of the author. Clear? Now one important, most important thing that we will have to discuss. See student, I will write down all the points here. See one more thing. Say one incident here it happens, right? Say two men are fighting, right? Now if I ask him, he will give that same incident in his perspective, his dimension of this describing the incident is different. If you ask me, I will give some other way. I may say that the taller man is bad, the shorter one is good. He may say no, both are good, they could mutually understand each other. She may give that entirely different perspective. So it differs. That means the same incident may differ from one to other. Right? So when we are giving the multiple narration from each narratives, each narrator, so it gets different dimension from each individual. Clear or not? Because that individual person gets changed from person to person, the perspective changes. So it is rich with different dimensions, rich with different perspectives. Clear? Should I give you points? You should write down. Okay. So how many points I have given? You tell me. It is the multiple narration. How many points I have given? First I would like to ask this girl. She says that she has heard, and from somebody I found you are lost and others are listening. Because the time is very less, we will have to struggle really, because I cannot miss a single mark this time. I want full marks in English, right? Tell me the first point. One point, the first point. Keep on searching. Many are writing, I have seen. Give me the points I should write. Features of multiple narration. Tell me, student. Yes, multiple narration. You said yes, you have understood. Yes, students, multiple narration. Sit down, you need not to. Tell me.
That is unconventional for the...
Yes, it is the unconventional method. Fine, you write down. First of all, it is the unconventional method. It bends all the characters of conventional features. Right? If you want to elaborate, you can write what are the conventional traits. That is, one narrator tells the story. So, it is unconventional method. Right? Then next is second point. Second is
Story within the system.
story.
Within the system.
Okay. You can have that different dimensions. Okay. It has different dimensions. Right. Third is many or several protagonist characters. Right. Several protagonist characters we have, which normally we don't have. And one more important point, that is each plot intersects, right? That you write down, please. Each plot intersects. It's not separate story. All together, it frames a single story. Right? This is the multiple narration. Fine. One more thing here. The feature of the story, which is the main feature, we can say, P. Lankesh has brought the human nature, right? H-U-M-A-N-E. The subtle human emotion, right? He has brought here. See, student, as I taught you in the first year, I told you, D.H. Lawrence, Money Madness. What was the feature of Money Madness? What the characteristic that D.H. Lawrence has sketched in Money Madness? What is the main paradigm of judging human being in society? That I should ask you. Money. Right? Money gives a man the status in the society. Right? So money brings the fame. Wealth brings the fame. Wealth brings the recognition. So, human being aspires for wealth and fame and recognition. Right? So, each and every human being aspires for the same. Right? Do you think that it satisfies everyone? We are satisfied when somewhere we feel that yes, enough. This is enough. Money, whatever I have earned, I have treasured enough. Somewhere there is, somewhere when the human being reaches to the ceiling, he feels it is enough. Satisfaction is a word. It is only in dictionary perhaps. Right? So, each and everyone, we suffer from dissatisfaction, discontentment. Right? And when it is severe unhappiness, severe dissatisfaction, especially when we feel that someone else is getting whatever I expected. Then it grows detest. Detest means hatred. We grow within us a detest, hatred for that particular person, right? And that leads us to vengeance. Vengeance means revenge. It's a strange habit of human nature. Okay, that means human being, perhaps that is only the characteristic trait you can say of human being that is not found in any any species, right? One of your friend very happy with you, tomorrow she will look through you, she won't recognize or he won't recognize. Perhaps you have experienced or not, I don't know. As with the pace of age you will experience gradually, right? So this is kind of human nature. When we are not happy with someone else, we grow with hatred and detest, right? So this is kind of sense of revenge that we grow. Okay, I am not teaching all this thing because it relates us with the story, right? I am not growing some kind of hatred of human nature. So this is, it will relate nicely with our story. Okay. So at this juncture, some juncture of our life, we start behaving, some kind of mysterious way, which I have a word for you that is called enigmatic. Write down the word enigmatic, right? It is very strange. Enigmatic means, enigmatic is a word strange, but it is perfectly fit for this story. Mysterious way. Even we cannot judge ourselves that what exactly we are doing. But we are driven by the thought of vengefulness. Only the revenge, we give the preference to revenge. We forget our relation, we forget about everything. Friendship is, irrelevant. Relation is irrelevant. Only we give priority to the thing that is revenge. That is called enigmatic. Very mysterious way of our behavior. Got it? So these are the things that are being depicted nicely here. Clear? Are you getting my point? So this we will be discussing here in the story. Should we begin? Let us begin the story. Okay? Okay. Now the story. As the plot changes, I will mention the story. That means the plot keeps on changing. I will mention where from one plot we are entering into another plot, because multiple narration, no. As I have encountered with an old man, I got the origin of the story. In your book, you will find the word genesis of the story. So genesis means that originated the story. As you don't have the book, I am trying to give you the exact meaning. Okay, so that started the story with, or it is the beginning of the story, or it is the origin of the story. As I have encountered. Encountered means here I have come across with an old man. Okay, then the story begins like this. An old man, he is a traveler, he has no name, right? He has no identity. That old man has no identity. Isn't it a strange thing, a man without a name? Okay, he is traveling from a faraway place. Even he is not disclosing the name of that place from where he is traveling. Okay, and say after 100 miles of his travel, he reaches to a plantation. Plantation means, coconut grove. Coconut groves, when you are traveling, have you seen a series of coconut trees? So there he was taking rest. And as the old man, in your concept, you think old man means old, feeble, walking with a stick. He is not like that. He is our hero. Okay, so he is well built, stout, grey hair with silver hair, but well built. And his eyes is suffused with some native intelligence, and he is lost in some old memories. That means in your class sometimes your teacher is speaking and you are lost in some old memories. Sometimes it happens or not? Yes. So eyes suffused in old memories, you are getting the meaning? Right? That means he has a strong past, okay, which he cannot forget. And he is holding a spade on his right hand, and another hand he has newspaper. What it features, that is he still he can work in the field, and newspaper means he is literate, and he takes interest that what is happening across the world. Right? Why I am giving all these details? This will this detail can be asked you for 4 marks question. How this man looks like. So you will have to give all these details for 4 marks. Clear? Now when this man reaches to the plantation owner was a young man. Okay, this plantation belongs to a young couple, a man and his wife. This man, this plantation was suffering from a petty theft. Now what is petty theft? Petty theft means small thefts, for which you cannot lodge a complaint. Say today he has lost his pen. She has lost her eraser. For that you are not going to lodge a complaint to police. Tomorrow you will forget. But after 5 days again that has started. It continues. That means someone is there who is a dissatisfied soul who does this not for money but to disturb your peace of mind, and rather to disturb the class teacher, rather to disturb the system, isn't it? Who is not happy with the system. Got it? So what it needs, that means to solve the matter, it needs a counselor. First to find out that dissatisfied soul, to counsel him or her, right? Which this man, a young man, the plantation owner, failed to do so. But this man, old man, he was enough experienced. When the plantation owner found this old man, somehow he was very much impressed, happy to see this old man, and after some words were exchanged, and he requested this man to stay on. The old man, was happy to do so, right? He agreed. Surprisingly, within a month, the problem was solved. The employees all started working dedicated, and then as the problem solved, all the employees started working for the plantation, so the income was doubled. Plantation owner was happy because the income started increasing in leaps and bounds, right? Everyone was happy. But what happened, this man who is the owner, he stopped sharing any responsibility, because this old man was responsible enough to handle all the matter on his own. He was taking all the responsibility, was taking everything single-handed. So this owner became lazy gradually. Then idle brain is a devil's workshop or not? He started involving himself in a very colorful life. Got it? Because he has enough money, he has leisure time, so something he has to do, no? Say you don't have classes, something you have to do, you will sleep. Somewhere you will have to spend time or not. So this man started spending time. he started gathering more and more number of friends, started spending money over some illicit relations and something which is not, what we say good enough, in our society. So his wife was very unhappy. She was in a fix. What is the meaning of in a fix? Confused, right? In a fix. All these you will get here, right? I'm trying to recall and I try to tell you. In a fix means confused. So she couldn't get it that whether it is good or it is better for her husband or not. Because see, as the old man has arrived, so the income has doubled. It is a good sign. But as the income has doubled, that has ruined her husband's character. It is bad. So she was very unhappy. So one day she thought a lot and she went to speak to that old man, because that old man was experienced and educated. So she went. Here begins another plot. The narrator is different. The old man started saying his own story. Here he gives his identity. He reveals his identity. He says, see, I am Tamanna. Now the narrator is Tamanna. Right? Which story could be the beginning, and the story should be easily revealed to the reader, that has been placed at the end, students. This is the third narrator we are getting, Tamanna here. Clear? Now the old man, we got to know that here Tamanna is the narrator, multiple narration. While you are writing the answer, I need to see that whether you have understood or not, how much attention you have paid here, there it will be revealed, right? He said that it is Tamanna and Vasavaya. I am Tamanna and I had a friend named Vasavaya. In a village, there were two persons, right? Tamanna and Vasavaya. They were the most wealthy and the most recognized person ever. Got it? So, they were so-called friends in the beginning. Then they started a competition. Competition means in the field of acquiring lands, right? And competition was in the field of acquiring wealth. Even acquiring friends. If one has 10 friends, one should have 15 friends. Got it? In every field, they should have the competition. See, competition is good until it is healthy. And if it is unhealthy competition, see, Tamanna acquired 1,000 acres of land. Vasavaya 800 acres. Almost the land and the land of the close by villages even, it was either Tamanna's land or Vasavaya's land. They left nothing, no stone unturned. Vasavaya got to know that Tamanna has 200 acres more. He demanded for 200 acres. When Tamanna denied, he forcibly encroached 200 acres. Tamanna was very unhappy. He was furious. And moreover, more than him, his associates, they started encouraging, go, fight with him, lawsuit, do something. Why you are sitting? Tamanna said, now I will do something that will annihilate. Annihilate means completely destroy, devastated. Now I will see. Right? See, Tamanna has one quality. He could sing songs. It was the blessings. Got it? And see, student, music and song, it has the best impact in the mind of people. We never consider or never criticize a singer. Hardly we do, isn't it? And see, whatever the music can do, hardly a preaching can do. Because we keep on humming the tune, we keep on singing the same song, so we can remember the lyrics, isn't it? Easily. Tamanna framed a song which lyric contains the cruelty of Basavaiya. Got it? That everything that Basavaiya has done to Tamanna. Competition, even Tamanna has done some cruelty to Basavaiya. But Tamanna started framing the song with the cruelty of Basavaiya. And it became very popular in common people. Okay, so the news spread like fire. Next day we will continue.